Okay. Welcome back to Black Butler Anime Review, episode number 6. You're thinking, wait, 6? That's a bit of a low number. Well, that's because now here's the thing. For the past 6 years, when it comes to this particular series, I have only reviewed just the manga in a series of specials. Yes. Since January of 2019, I have pretty much been reviewing mostly non-stop the manga. Just the manga. And for the first time in 6 years, I'm viewing the anime. The last thing I ever reviewed for this series was the Book of Atlantic movie. Which I should point out, though, it did not finish out the manga. The arc itself. And I wonder for the longest time, why wasn't there a season 4? Like, why was there nothing for this series for by the way, I finished reading the series in 2018, was the last thing I reviewed. And the movie came out in 2017. Why was it up until last year, there was nothing new for this series? Was the series waiting for more chapters released? Because I looked up basically when these chapters were released. Okay, so these chapters were released back in 2012. That is not a joke. By the way, this episode we're discussing here is episode 47, His Butler at School, which is chapter 67, 68. 67 came out 12 years ago. No, that's not a joke. Last show they ever adapted for this anime was actually the Book of Atlantic movie, which, by the way, that was released in 2012. The Love Story arc, which was adapted for the Book of Atlantic movie, came out 5 years later. Now, okay, so here's an obvious question. Was in fact the manga coming out when the movie was? Okay, the manga started publishing in March 2012. That's when the first chapter was released. It didn't conclude until September of 2013. Now, those of you thinking, wait a minute, the movie came out 4 years after this arc was released? Yes. Yes, it was. As for the reason for this, I have no freaking idea. Next question to ask is this. When it comes to this particular series, is it still the same studio who did the previous season? No. They have officially switched studios. Because for a majority of the series, this is something common with Ace Attorney and Seven Deadly Sins, where for some strange reason, this series decided to switch studios. Though, I should point out though, that unlike with Seven Deadly Sins, with Studio and Dean, that got a lot of flack because it felt like it was dip animation. I didn't think it was that big of a dip per se. It was similar to what happened with One Punch Man, when that switched from Madhouse to JC Stab. That was dip animation. Not really. It was a tiny dip. It wasn't that big of a dip. Maybe because people like Madhouse that much. This one didn't feel like there was a dip. It felt like the same high colors people liked from the previous seasons of the show. Same voice cast, same direction. Looks gorgeous. But as for why we had to wait 7 years, that's a complete baffling question. I think anybody probably has to ask, why we wait 7 years for another season? I don't know. They announced this late last year when the season was coming out. Yep, they announced this. Blue Exorcist, they announced these two are coming back, which I was very happy about that. Of course, I already knew about Martian Match and Mouse was coming out this year, but... And another thing. Did you know that this series, Martian Chicken Muscles, and Blue Exorcist all have one thing in common? Same dub studio. Is it Crunchyroll? No. Was it Funimation? So I think it was streaming on there. No, it was Aniplex America. Though, unlike with Mars Magic Muscles and Blue Exorcist, at least we didn't have to wait 2 freaking months after the first episode premiere to finally release this. At least A1 Pictures, they must have realized, yeah, waiting 2 months to release these episodes was a bad idea. So, just, by the way, this episode was released in Japan just 2 weeks ago. And I at least gotta give praise to the fact that, thank God, we didn't have to wait 2 months for this set to release. Thank you for that. But as for the episode itself, it's quite of a weird opening. The episode opens about halfway through the episode with a scene where you have Cecile at this school, this college. People highly educated. It to be tradition. The fact you can't walk on a freaking lawn. I'm like, that's so stupid. What kind of a rule is you can't walk on a freaking lawn? No, that was not made for the anime. That was in the book. That was in the manga too. With him swearing to the 4 Ps and the Lord Master to obey the rules without question, despite the fact he's questioned the rules. And that's the scene, which is repeat later on. The episode actually opens up like that was the flash forward. We start off the episode with Cecile running late for his first day of school. And he has a cracker in his mouth. Now, this looks like a cracker you see in modern day. It looks like a Ritz cracker. Though people might mistake it for a cookie, but it looks like a Ritz cracker. So he basically is barely making it, and then of course meets up. There are some new characters introduced in the very first episode of this season. So, we're first introduced. By the way, the person we see here, Jonathan Egger, he's the lore headmaster. Well, vice headmaster, that's what they present in the anime. He's voiced by Andrew Webb. That is who basically... Oh, this also was adapted for Public School Secret, a musical. Yes, they made a musical adapted this arc for reasons unexplained. I'm not sure exactly why. But, okay, so... Yeah, so... And who are the other ones we're introduced here? Okay, so his name is N. McNullen. He is voiced by Kern Strange. Mostly put, he's there to explain the school itself. That's mostly put exactly. We're also introduced this scene to when of course, so the prefects basically head boys. There are 4 of them here. Edgar Raman, head of Red House. Lawrence Broler, Blue House. Herman Greenhill, Greenhouse. Gregory Violet, Purple House. I should point out, though, that apparently that anybody can tell that their names are associated with the houses. Edgar Raymond, who is like the pretty boy, he is voiced by Reagan Murdoch. Lawrence Brewer, who is the house that Cecile belongs to, he's voiced by Brandon McNenis. Herman Greenhill, the strict rule abider, is voiced by Jonah Scott. And apparently he walks around carrying a paddle on him for reasons. And Gregory Violet, who reminds me of a character from like I look at him with the he's like a goth character. And he's voiced by Kieran Flotton. Producer also to Clayton, voiced by Christian Taylor, who is kind of a. They describe basically several other things here. Like, we also have deputy, like, butlers, kind of in a way. Also, that Sebastian's here as. Get this. Now, in the manga, he's referred to as Dean Supervisor. In the dub, he's referred to as Housemaster. Okay, I can buy the fact basically he's like this. Okay. We're also introduced to Chelstock. We see him briefly toward the end of the episode. He's voiced by Brandon Laura. So, why is, of course, Cecile basically does his normal thing. Of course, he cleans the school, goes visit somebody. He asks me for a son of a duke who went to school who went missing. So he's here investigating missing students. Why is a student disappearing from the school? And when he dare ask about basically somebody from a different house, he gets questioned about it. And he points on the episode that if he's questioning anybody about what's going on, he gets scrutinized for it. And then he's told, because he's a common student, as they've heard in the dub, in the manga as a regular student, that then of course had the swearing thing, and then apparently the headmaster was just too lazy to be here. They don't really explain why in this scene here. So the lower headmaster, by the way, he trips and has Cecile sign a book saying obey the rules without question. As a matter of fact, he's going to break the rules anyways. Yep. So, and apparently this duke's son is not the only one who disappeared. They've had several students disappear from the school, and nobody is investigating it. So, Cecile, of course with the approval of the Queen, is basically tasked to go undercover here as a student to find out what the heck is going on. When he attempts to go visit the Purple House, he gets stoned. Yes. By the way, before he does it, he's asked to clean up a particular. He has to do menial things. Like, first, because he's late, he has to shine the senior boy's shoes. We're thinking, really? You're asking the head of a toy company to shine someone's shoes. And then, of course, again, like, hooray, they jump up in the air. Of course, Sebastian tells him to knock it off. Later on, basically, after the questioning. By the way, they also have this thing where they have, like, their schedule. Like, first, they wake up with a bell. And it's tea, early class, breakfast. That's where basically stuff happens here. And then Cecile is asked to clean the room. So he calls Sebastian to do it, because he's basically his butler. And thing turns to like a first class restaurant. I was always shocked the fact he did this. And that's when they explain the whole thing there. Like the whole reason why that he's here. And basically, we're laying the groundwork for basically this arc. Now, I have heard this arc is not going to be as long as you probably think it would be. I heard a rumbling. I heard a line that this is going to be like 11 episodes. How many episodes is it going to be? 12. Yes, 12. For adapting an arc that was roughly about 19 chapters. If you think about it, 12 basically seems like a pretty good number. And this episode adapted already 2 chapters. So we have roughly 17 chapters left. So overall, really good episode. Excuse me. So, because of course, basically, for the past, actually, think about it, for 5 years now, I've been reviewing the manga, just the manga only. So I figured though, just continue it. Well, basically, whenever it comes out, basically, I'll try to do the best I can. So, next we're discussing chapters 203 to 210 in the manga. And the chapters are, well, first we have eavesdropping. We have Snake basically questioning, oh, by the way, also, the 3 from the mansion, they're not here. The mansion is not here in this arc because the whole arc is at this one school. So Snake basically takes a horse, look on the ground, and Jenny and basically this arc is a bit of a it's a bit of basically following up with the Book of Circus arc. Mm-hmm. And of course, the Snake's name was Theo. Chapter 204, that Butler is escaping. So, yeah. So, it's all about cloning. Just undercover here, and then he comes across Doll at the end of the chapter, who should be dead. And I believe that she was killed by one of the other staff members, not Sebastian per se. The same guy who she slept with. Yes, believe it or not, Sebastian actually slept with somebody in the manga. In the anime, he slept with 2 women. First being none in the filler episode, and then Doll. And of course, Bentley, that she explains that, oh, you're the star, Doll. Yeah, so she explains what exactly happened. So she explains that Cecile Phantom Hive and his staff members killed the circus. But basically, Jason explains that the reason why that happened because, well, the circus were evil. They were kidnapping children. He left apart the fact that the reason for kidnapping children was because they were harvesting them for their bones, make artificial limbs, because he figures though that bones are good, children's bones, and the use of artificial limbs. And I remember the episode, if someone's father found the fact that his artificial limbs made from children's bones, he would rip things on himself. Excuse me. And of course, let's take revenge on the Phantom Hives together. Or family, right? And of course, Snake asks, did you kill Jimbo? I did. He snuck into the manor to kill the young master. Doll's right. We killed everybody because they were evil people kidnapping children. And he's like, kidnapping children? It's true. Major War suffered horribly. Young master is the queen's watchdog. Dispose evil is their job. Is that true, Doll? So the Phantom Hives killed my family, and my family killed and kidnapped children. Yeah. And of course, apparently, the gardener is like, the Phantom Hives, the Doll is our enemy. And he's very confused about this, so... Yeah, first of which, how the heck is Doll even alive is completely questionable at best, because she should be dead. I believe she was killed by May, the assassin. Yeah, so... Then Snake, of course, is stopping her from killing the gardener. She's like, what? That's the end of chapter 206. 207. That Butler bloodshed. So basically, she's shocked the fact she stabbed Snake. You caused that trouble for us, you damn defects. Mabel! Don't move. And then she's shot in the head by someone named Archie, one of the new characters in these chapters. Let's just kill her. I know the way out. I'll show you. Shoot in the head. Artie. I knew it. She had knives hidden in her sleeves. Yeah, she was gonna kill him despite that. They are killers. Grab the old hag's gun. Don't get scared and you'll be long enough since before we came here. And of course, the gardener runs away to save Snake. I was like, why are you trying to help us? And then we get his own flashback. Yes, a flashback for him in this story. It seems like everybody gets a flashback. And all because he's different because he's caged. And because he's got snake scales. It's kind of looked like a birth defect, and then apparently, like, all things changed when the Phantoms came to the circus. Yeah, basically, this chapter is all told from Snake's perspective. Everything leads up to very recently. And then we lead to the final chapter here, 210. That Butler Mandarin. And we have kids running away. Now, is Snake dead? They don't confirm that here. Everyone's running, trying to get out. They capture him. And the chapter ends with basically the gardener pinning down one of the kids for being shot. And that's the chapter itself. Really good chapters. We're definitely now this particular stuff I do like. Yes. So, will I review the next chapter comes next month? By the way, these chapters were released. Like these 7 chapters, like apparently on this website they released like 3 in 1 month. So I'm definitely looking forward. Now the most recent chapter came out just last month, so they probably have not released newest chapter yet. Let me take a look in here. What is the most recent chapter? You are, bam bam diving. Part of the Blue Revenge arc, and looks like the 210 is like the. Let's see, they came out March 18th, so there is like one more chapter that just came out just this month. It has not been released yet here, so I'll probably get a chance to read it soon. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but next chapter should be interesting. Mm-hmm. Looks like Snake is gone. Sadly, good character. Yep. But this is going to be pretty much it, particular review. Next up is a Comic Corner, and then basically it's on to Blue Exorcist. Yep. So please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do not hit that dislike button. Okay? See you in the next video. Bye.